Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the updates going on with Bitcoin as well as with Ethereum. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to basically get right on into this. Just first and foremost, if you are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button as well. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes and also click on the bell icon so you know whenever we have a new video. So we are in a new day right now, and we're actually a pretty decent amount of time in it. Yesterday was my birthday, and I'm feeling kind of exhausted today, so I had to take a nap earlier, and I wanted to be able to have that energy to come in and give you guys more accurate information. Okay, so taking a look at the charts is going to be secondary. First, we're going to start off with some news stuff. I am on Twitter if you guys want to check me out. I'm at Atlas Official TV, right down below right here. But let's see what other people are talking about with Bitcoin. My salary is league minimum, but if I'm buying Bitcoin, or better yet, paid in Bitcoin, I'm one of the highest paid players. Few understand. This is from Sean Culkin. Furthermore, Michael Saylor, who's a big proponent now of Bitcoin, and he's associated with MicroStrategy, and they've gotten over $2 billion worth of Bitcoin now. Bitcoin runs on stranded energy at the edge of the grid and acts as a global battery for otherwise idle generation facilities. It recycles wasted energy, mitigates capital destruction, and provides a mechanism to commercialize clean, renewable energy wherever we may find it. This is a great statement because a lot of people are continuing to argue and say that, oh, Bitcoin is a pollutant. Okay, there's a lot of things that pollute way, way worse than what happens when you try to mine with Bitcoin. And more companies are actually looking towards nice renewable forms of energy like what's it called? Hydroelectric power, something like that, to help generate the electricity to run these machines. So we're moving in a good direction, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Let me go and throw that out there right now anyways with you guys. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. Here we go. I was wondering where the other ones went. Deutsche Bank, Bitcoin's market cap of $1 trillion in scope for a continued rise in prices makes it too important to ignore. Apple, Google, Facebook, one of them will make a move on Bitcoin. And, that was actually a reference from Michael Saylor from what he said. But think about it, guys. What big player is the next big player that you think it's going to come out and say, hey, we own some Bitcoin? Do you think it could be Apple? Do you think it could be Google? Do you think it could be Facebook? Out of those three, which one do you guys think? Maybe Amazon, eBay, Walmart. A lot of good opportunities out there. Okay, moving on. There was an auction for some Bitcoin. This wasn't a lot of Bitcoin. This was actually a pretty dang small amount. This was only 0.7. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. I had to scroll up a little bit. 0.7501 Bitcoin, which is worth a little bit over $40,000. Now, what's interesting is that in this article, they make it sound like they got a good deal. But when I'm reading this, it doesn't really sound like they got a good deal. So maybe I'm misinterpreting something here. But anyways, they're saying in this week's auction, the winning bidder got the Bitcoin for $53,104. So I'm like, if the Bitcoin is supposed to be only worth $40,000 and they spent $53,000, how exactly is that a good deal? Unless they're trying to reference that the Bitcoin is in another format, like, I don't know what I could use as an example with this, but it's 0.75 or 0.7, right? Yeah, 0.75. So 0.75 Bitcoin. It's not a full Bitcoin. Maybe they're saying that the full Bitcoin's price is $53,104, but that would be kind of weird because, like, he's not actually spending $53,104, and that's the highlight of this. So I'm assuming he spent $53,104 on the 0.7501 Bitcoin, which was supposed to be only worth about $40,000. So it's very confusing. According to CoinDesk's Bitcoin price index, the cryptocurrency never fell below $54,200 on Wednesday and has since jumped to about $59,000. Right now, it's at $56,864, but that's, again, the price for one full Bitcoin, not a portion of one. So how did I don't understand. You guys let me know if I'm misinterpreting that, but it sounds like to me whoever bought it really didn't do their math correctly, and they ended up overspending because I believe they also had to pay a premium for that auction. Some other good news, Currency Works Incorporated is now going to be allowing customers to pay for their NFTs or non-fungible tokens on its platform using both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So a little bit more of an expansion into that realm. This is interesting. So if you guys haven't been seeing what's been going on with the outflows from one of the mining companies, F2 Pool, it has been very, very exponential. I mean, off the charts. You guys take a look at this. Well, it's still technically on the charts, but it's quite high. As you guys take a look throughout the history here, we've got things like 130 Bitcoin outflow, 213 Bitcoin outflow, 229. This is on the daily. And you know, that was for a very, very long time. Then all of a sudden, boom, they just massively kicked up their game. There were a couple days here where it almost looked like as if they were going back to the previous levels, and they said, nope, we're going to go right back to doing it. They've been doing it every day. So yesterday, we got another 2,111. It is a bit of a drop more. Previous day, a little bit higher than that, and then quite substantially the higher the day before that. So the question is, how long can they keep doing this until they actually mediate back down to the previous levels? Or are they never going to go back to that again? Because if they're outflowing this much Bitcoin, guys, you can only mine so much Bitcoin. I hope you guys understand that. And their percentage of all the mining companies that are out there, out of all the miners, period, they're like around, I think 13% or so is the last time that I saw it. So they got a pretty good portion in the market, sure, but the supply rate is limited as far as how much is being produced every day. So them doing these outrageous amounts, again, they can only do it for so long, and it's not like they were doing zero before. They were doing outflows before as well. They got to turn a profit somehow. So this is suggesting pretty heavily that they might actually be outflowing and buying Bitcoin on these dips, in a sense kind of manipulating the market and then causing it to be recycled back in. So we're going to keep an eye on this still, and we'll talk more about it. Now heading over to the charts, looking at Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, what happened yesterday. Okay, so yesterday's candle actually rose up a bit. We went up past $60,000. People were celebrating on Twitter, and then boom, like all the tech stocks and stuff on the stock market started crashing. We saw Bitcoin going down too. I believe it had something to do with the bond yield rates, and this ended up seeing a crash going into the red, and we dropped back into this ascending channel pattern here. And then essentially it came back and reclaimed right on this level of support that I showed you guys at $57,649. So I'm doing pretty darn good with these indicators. You know, a nice little pat on my back. So we got a little bit of a red day there. Kind of sucks. We did tap $60,000 again though. So the fact that we're achieving that level multiple times shows that we do have some good sentiment that it deserves to be in that range at the very least, right? So it gets rejected, but it's only going to get rejected so many times until the floodgates open up and boom, we are off, right? Now on today's new daily candle, it has seen a further drop. It's actually dropped below this level of support, which is not a good sign, right? We have to push emotions aside and you have to look just at the cold, hard stone facts, right? Right now, we're below that level of support. We could see a potential continuation. This could actually drop further down. We could see levels go down to around $54,552. That actually coincides with the 21 EMA as well. And as you guys can see, we've seen these little bounces that have taken place here on 2 previous days as well. So right now, things are seeming to eye that 21 EMA a lot more. And as you guys can actually see over on this chart, right now, there's a lot of selling pressure that's going on. There was a big dip that took place right here. Some potential climbing back with a little bit of accumulation. Now it's starting to dip down once again. Each of these orders is at least $100,000 that you're seeing going through on that end. So things are overall looking very, very interesting. We're still bullish in the regards that we're above this 21 EMA, but the fact that like we're going down, we could end up dropping below it. And if we end up doing so, guys, then we're looking at another potential continuation like what we saw down here before it starts to swing back up and going into that momentum. So interestingly enough, we have all the stimulus checks that are going out, and I think a lot of people have the sentiment that the price should be going up because of the fact people are getting their stimulus checks and they're going to be pushing it over into stocks and also into buying Bitcoin. But some people still haven't gotten their stimulus checks, like me. Where's my stimulus check? I still want my stimulus. Come on, baby. Why can't we get all these things out at the same time? Oh, that's right, because it's centralized. Well, if only we had something like Bitcoin that was decentralized. Oh, wait, we do. And it's called Bitcoin. How ironic, right? So these are the levels we want to keep an eye out for right now on the way down, guys. If we go back up, we do have resistance at $58,400. Further continuation up, we got to get past the $61,800 range, and then our next major level zone is going to be at 65,100. Past that, let's keep going and see if we can aim for around the $75,000, $76,000 range. We could start to look like we're on track again to being towards that $100,000. So that's looking at it from the Bitcoin side. Volume is still pretty low. I mean, people getting stimulus checks and stuff. It's very surprising to see these low levels of volume like this, guys. Now let's go take a look at the Ethereum. So Ethereum, in brief, we're going to go ahead and drag this bad boy out just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and drag this one out here further as well. And so as you guys can see, it's in this consolidated phase, right? We're just kind of bouncing back and forth between this zone, and it's trying to figure out what direction it wants to go. As I mentioned before, we have that cup and handle formation going on, but now that it's starting to get overextended, it's actually looking like it's getting ready to invalidate this whole pattern, right? So if it ends up doing that, we're going to have to re-look primarily what the indicators are suggesting in a more short-term basis rather than on a larger scale basis like this. On one good hand, it almost looks like a little bit of a formation of a head and shoulders pattern going on like this, except these shoulders aren't very prominent, especially on this right-hand side. As you guys can see, it's got a lot of noise going on in this space, so I wouldn't take too much value into that right now. It's just we got to keep an eye on it. It's getting a little bit crazy, and anything you could say in a short term, this actually looks like a head and shoulders pattern, which would indicate that we'd actually have a further drop, which would not be good. But let's go ahead and look at what levels that we got going on. So 21 EMA support at 1750. Further level support it's basically the 1750 right there. And then we got 1700 as another level of support. On the way up for resistance, we're actually starting to see a little bit more of an association. It looks like right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and set that line up for you guys. And at that line, we have it at 1842 and a further level resistance in 1975. Break above 2000, we got 2040, and then we enter the price discovery zone. RSI is still looking absolutely wonderful. Technicals on the radar are suggesting a buy as well. It's almost going towards neutral. Ethereum really needs to start and get a little bit more momentum going on. But overall, things are still bullish. It's getting very close to the 21 EMA. Keep an eye on that 21 EMA, guys. Even though I'm bullish at the moment looking at these charts, if it does start to have some momentum going in one direction below the 21 EMA, that paradigm can shift real quick. Okay, so with that being said, I do have links in the description if you guys want to go through and get some extra goodies. You got a referral bonus for Coinbase. You got a referral bonus for Webull for stocks. You guys can get some free stocks with that, or with Robinhood, free stocks there, and especially with BlockFi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you should at least look into BlockFi, okay? If you haven't already, and your Bitcoin's just sitting there, you have a chance to earn some extra interest. I use it, I trust it, but do your own research on it. And if you guys decide to go through with it, now that I'm an affiliate, you could earn an extra $250 worth of cryptocurrency. On top of it, you're earning an interest. So it looks like a win-win type situation, but do your own research into it. And let me know in the comments how you guys feel about where the next direction is going with Bitcoin. Do you think it's going up or down? All that goodness. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes. Click on the bell icon so you know whenever we have a new video. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next episode.